Hello book lovers! It's Tag Tuesday and today I'm going to do 2 tags for you because the first one's really short, so let's get started. The first tag is the Unread Books Tag, which was created by Book Reviewer 21, but I saw it on Obsessed Readers channel, so I'm going to put a link to both of those channels and also the questions down in the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside. Let's go! How many unread books do you own? 283. Yeah.
How many books do you own that you have read?
406.
Do you buy more books than you read?
Clearly. I mean, I guess if you look at the numbers, I own more that I've read than ones I haven't read, but when you have almost 300 books lying around just waiting to be read, that seems like the situation's gotten a little bit out of control. I have a problem.
Why do you think you haven't read your unread books?
Mostly because I buy them faster than I can read them, but also sometimes I buy books that I wouldn't necessarily buy just because I found them for like a really cheap price somehow, and I figured maybe someday I'll want to read them. I know. I'm crazy.
Are you going on a book buying ban?
Ha! I'm more likely to go on a food buying ban. Seriously, those are the 2 things I spend all of my money on. Books and food. Yep. And that's it, guys. That was the Unread Books tag. It's just 5 short questions, so anyone can do it. And I forgot to mention I wasn't actually tagged because I don't really have any YouTube friends yet. So I'm also not going to tag anyone else. But if you want to do it, you should do it. And questions in the TARDIS. Okay. Alright, and now we're going to do the ultimate book tag. This one's a little bit longer. I believe it's 25 questions, and it was actually created by a Goodreads user, but I found it on Bookable's channel, so I'm going to put both of those links and the questions down in the TARDIS. Here we go!
Do you get sick while reading in the car?
I didn't when I was a kid, but as I've gotten older, I've found that everything makes me sick, so I haven't even tried it in a very long time because I assume it'll make me want to stab my eyes out.
Which author's writing style is completely unique to you and why?
Jodi Picoult, because she has this insane ability to tell a story from like 25 different viewpoints and at the same time jump back and forth in time. And somehow her stories are still totally readable and I never want to put them down. Seriously, I'm in awe of her writing.
Harry Potter series or the Twilight saga? Give 3 points to defend your answer.
Seriously? No.
Do you carry a book bag? If so, what is in it besides books?
No, but I always have a book in my purse, and I do get crap from my friends about it sometimes. Like if we're out at dinner and they catch a peek of it as I'm pulling out my wallet. Yeah. But you never know when you're going to be bored, right?
Do you smell your books?
Nope, but I often pet them. Just kidding.
Books with or without little illustrations?
It really doesn't matter. It's kind of more like a bonus. I was trying to think of a book where they really made it better, and I did remember Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. I'm not really sure if this counts because I feel like they're not exactly illustrations, but the author uses copies of restaurant receipts and tour guides and random stuff that the narrator collects over the course of the road trip, and I really love it. Ooh, like the menu of a diner. Yeah, I really like that kind of thing incorporated into stories. I think that's pretty cool.
What book did you love while reading but discovered later it wasn't quality writing?
Twilight. And also, Twilight. I still like it though.
Do you have any funny stories involving books from your childhood?
I just have this memory of, for some reason, thinking it was a good idea to lie upside down on my staircase. So like my head was pointed toward the ground and read there. I think I was there for like an hour when my mom had to come upstairs to go to the bathroom, and she found me and she laughed at me. And also she had to like climb over me to get upstairs, so I decided the stairs weren't the safest place to read. That's probably not funny though.
What is the thinnest book on your shelf?
I definitely had to search for this, but I think I found the winner. Brokeback Mountain by Annie Proulx. Proul? There's an X there. I don't know how to say it. But anyway, this is the movie version cover, which usually annoys me. But, I mean, come on, Heath Ledger. Yeah. And it's super thin, see? I think it's actually technically a short story or maybe a novella, so whatever. It still counts. It still counts.
What is the thickest book on your shelf?
My first thought actually can't count because I don't really have the book anymore, but I read Under the Dome by Stephen King, which was over 1,000 pages, definitely the longest book I've ever read, and it was totally freaking awesome. But my dad borrowed it, and he's a slow reader, and I knew I wouldn't really be getting it back anytime soon, or, like, ever. So I guess if I go by what's on my shelves, probably one of the Harry Potters or my Chronicles of Narnia collection. Actually, I have a Jane Austen collection that only has 3 novels, but it's still pretty huge. I'm really too lazy to pull all of these off my shelves and compare them, though, so I don't know.
Do you write as well as read? Do you see yourself in the future as being an author?
Yes, and yes. Yes.
When did you get into reading?
I've been reading for as long as I can remember. Honestly, I don't know if I have any memories from before I could read. My grandmother started taking me to the library at a very early age, which I am super thankful for.
What is your favorite classic book?
A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court by Mark Twain, My Antonia by Willa Cather, and I want to pick a Jane Austen novel, but I feel like I shouldn't say Pride and Prejudice because everyone does, but I do like it, and also Emma.
In school, was your best subject language arts/English?
Yep.
If you were given a book as a present that you had read before and hated, what would you do?
Return it to Barnes & Noble for store credit.
What is a lesser-known series that you know of that is similar to Harry Potter or The Hunger Games?
I'm going to go with His Dark Materials trilogy by Philip Pullman. This is The Golden Compass, and then there's The Subtle Knife and The Amber Spyglass. I'm sure they're pretty well known, but just not as well known as Harry Potter. And I think really the only reason is because they came out before Harry Potter, just a little bit before. So basically before children's literature blew up into this like huge thing. But these books are really cool.
What is a bad habit you always do besides rambling while filming?
I talk with my hands a lot, in case you haven't noticed.
What is your favorite word?
Infinite? Spectacular? I don't know, I'm definitely the kind of weird person who actually likes how words sound, but I can't really think of any off the top of my head.
Are you a nerd, dork, or dweeb, or all of the above?
I've always called myself a dork because I tend to do dorky things. I see dork as more of a fun, weird, maybe childish personality type, but that's probably not the real definition. But like if you see a person randomly break into a Disney song, that's dorky, and I like it. But everyone I work with definitely calls me a nerd just because I like to read and I like to write. And of course I'm a nerd fighter.
Vampires or fairies? Why?
Vampires. Spike is the hottest vampire ever.
Shapeshifters or angels? Why?
I don't really care. I'm not a huge fantasy reader.
Spirits or werewolves? Why?
Werewolves. Even if I make fun of Twilight, I love me some Jacob Black.
Zombies or vampires? Why?
Well, vampires are hotter, but if I was going to read a novel about one, I'd probably pick zombies because they're fun and they haven't been done as much. Although they do seem to be the trend right now, so maybe I'll be sick of them soon. Also, R from the Warm Bodies movie was adorable. And I like zombie horror movies.
Love triangle or forbidden love?
I really am a sucker for love triangles, but they have to not suck. Because a lot of people seem to use them just to drive the reader crazy. I don't know. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to come up with a good one, and I really can't. I'll get back to you.
Full-on romance books are action-packed with a few love scenes mixed in.
I will say I am a huge, huge sucker for romance, and I'll definitely read young adult books that are considered more romance than anything else, like Sarah Dessen or Suzanne Colasanti. So that's it, guys. If you want to do any of these tags, please feel free, and bye! Now go read.